Welcome, everyone. I am so excited today because I don't know what's happening there. I am so excited because I'm saying this is PG-21. I'm warning you guys from now. Okay? Expect anything. We're going to have so much fun on a very deep conversation, but have fun at the same time. So we have an amazing group here today. So first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Dianne Ojar. I am an entrepreneur. I am my background in NLP and hypnotherapy, as well as a Dow Hands practitioner. And I am an author, TV, radio. You guys know who I am. As well as I love to give you that experiential breakthrough experience to help take you to where you need to be. Not kidding you. And also, going to be talking about grief and loss today, and that's what I seem to be doing these past couple of days. So again, that's who I am, Nivedita, and of course, is my amazing co-host and our guest, Allister Thomas. So let's go with Nivedita, and then we'll go with Allister.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nivedita Saraswati, and I'm from Australia. I'm the director and owner of My Virtual Healing Center, which is an online healing area for healing people in many different ways. I'm very blessed to have many different modalities that I can offer as a healing for soul, heart, mind, and body. And I love the work I do. I love to see people's faces when I've done a session with them and the shifts and the changes they've experienced. So I'm so happy to be here and having fun with you all.
Lovely. Sir, the one and only Allister Thomas.
Hi, everybody. My name is Allister Thomas. For those of you who don't know me, I am incredibly awesome. That is my delusion of grandeur speaking. My mother says that I suffer from it pretty much all my life. But, also, I am the owner of a t-shirt printing company called For Real Custom Tees. And what that is I just said it, a t-shirt printing company. Nothing special there, just a double standard. That's all it was. And on top of that, I am now the new editor-in-chief of Soulful Image magazine. Right? And what that is, it's a faith lifestyle magazine that was created by my late wife, Tracy Acadia Thomas. And now it's my baby to steer and control. And I have hopes that I could make her proud. I could honor her and make this the best bloody faith magazine in the world, man. So that's me in a nutshell.
I hear you, Allister.
Sounds wonderful.
Absolutely. So first of all, just tell us a little bit about your lovely, amazing wife, Miss Tracy. There's Tracy and her dimples.
There's my baby. Look at her right there.
Yes.
Right there, so cute.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about Tracy and the magazine or whatever it is you want to say?
Oh man, dude, it's we only have an hour.
No, we have whatever we want.
No, we have an hour. But Trey, I guess to sum it up, man, she's just a ball of light. A ball of light that just loves to roll her eyes at me at everything I do and say. But she's an amazing partner. She's an amazing mother. She's an amazing ass kicker. I tell you, buddy, when she has something that she needs to get done and she says she needs it done, don't dilly-dally with her, boy. Like she's a cute girl, but she has a heavy foot. She knows how to use it. Right? Yeah. She's such a visionary. She's so thoughtful, so inspiring. I keep telling her, with her around, I don't need TV. I don't need cable. Right? And we just talk about any and everything. And we have some great debates too. And you're gonna make me all misty eye, man, just talking about.
That's okay. We got to see that. You say you're a tough guy. It's okay. So Tracy recently passed away and is a mother of two. So you're the father of two boys. Mm-hmm. There's a big gap in there, like 17 and 9. And overnight, you became a single dad, as well as a widow, as you put it, a lot of the responsibilities. And we're talking about just like about 3 months ago, more or less, right? And, we want to talk about, moving on. You have your way of dealing with it. I'm going to take the picture away because, it will get emotional for you. I know.
I ain't gonna cry or nothing. It's not like
I know you're not gonna cry. Maybe we should show this one.
Hey, look, it's me and you. There you go. And you're wearing that bra top underneath it. That was an awesome bra top. You know what? Hey, Nivedita, you know what? I know Dianne probably remembers this story, but she doesn't want to say it. When we were
This is the one that you said.
when Dianne showed up at that event, when she showed up at the event,
Wait, let's back up.
The first thing I said was, "Whoa, nice rack," and everybody just started like.
Wait. We have to let you know that this was for the International Men's Day award recognition by the Junction.
That's right.
An award for the women, and this was a couple of years ago. And I always wanted a white suit, and I bought this white suit, saying, "You know what? I'll get to wear it somewhere." And the day I was, but I wanted something and I couldn't find a top in it, so it was just something. And I showed up and, Connector, the musicians and those guys. I know Connector very well, Joel. And oh my God, he was probably the first one saw me. And then you two, you and Tracy, was like, whoa. But you said something to me after. I mean, you had said something to me a month or two ago, saying how Tracy, what she had said to you when she saw me, because Tracy was a person who was in her body, like she loved her body, she loved life, she didn't care, and those babies, she would show it for what it is, and she had them, and it didn't matter. So when she saw me, because women are usually very uncomfortable to feel their sexuality. Now, don't get me wrong, I was the same way, right? So this was, I believe people have it flaunted, but maybe they don't have it like Tracy does. I mean, she has it, for goodness sake. So coming up with
it all right.
Fun. I made fun about this one, saying when I was receiving the award on behalf of International Men's Day Canada, I was like, I'm a woman dressed in a man body, man today, because I'm representing the man. That's what I said on stage. So you know what? I was comfortable with it. It was something I usually would do, and I've never worn the suit since. I don't think it could fit me anymore, but it's very liberating. And you know what? We had so much fun that day. We were just taking pictures of like crazy. And that's where you saw this one, which we probably would end up using for something else. So that's what it is. So let's talk about, I was going to tell you a story. So let's get a little bit more serious. We're never serious. So I got a message yesterday from a friend saying that, they're looking for a recommendation for a grief counselor. And I said, and then they mentioned what it is about. And I said, well, okay, I can help you with that. And it so happened that their daughter had passed away at a very young age, at 19.
Yeah.
And what happened was, it's been devastating. And for about a year, back and forth, they were in the hospitals, and the mother, she's going through something, as well as the stepdad, which is, he doesn't call himself a stepdad, like a daughter, because it was 7 years. She was only about 19, 20 years old. I say this for a reason. The mother has gone through a lot of therapy in out hospitals, psychiatrists, psychologists, whatever you want to call them, and antidepressants and so forth. And she said it was making her sick. She spoke to a couple of people to get some healing. I believe they did what they can do. So when I got this message, I called and I spoke with her. And I didn't really do anything much. I just did one of the rituals, which some of you know as the 7 scorpions, which cleans. She doesn't even know what chakras are, but she was open. And to clear out and release all that emotions. And of course, grief is in the heart. And so the areas, and we have shame, and we have blame, and illusion, and attachment, and lies, and fear. I think those are the 7. that was in that particular one. And right away, I forgot to ask her before, which I typically do, say, how much do you love yourself? And she's telling me things. And I said, okay, after, I said, oh, by the way, how much do you love yourself? She said that 10. And I was like, well, I didn't expect that. And I was like, okay. So I said, well, what was it before? And she's like, a 4. And she's starting to smile again. But what it is, I also said was, and we didn't really do any therapy, which I don't call, sorry, I shouldn't say care therapy, healing sessions or blessings or anything to that effect. And we kept getting disconnected because of the internet. But the reason I'm saying this is now I said to her, you don't own your life. We don't own our body. We don't own our lives. And I was speaking to the husband way this morning. And I said, you know what? This body we have, we cannot take it. It's just a vessel.
Right.
Our mind, we cannot take it. The only thing that goes with us is our soul, our spirit, our breath of life. That goes on with us. So in the old days, well, many people right now still, because you do a holistic magazine, we talk about mind, body, soul. It's actually the opposite. The soul is the one has the information on the boss that sends it to the heart, and then the mind. The mind is consciousness. So it's what we think, what we do, we talk from the mind, and that's why we get in trouble half the time. But when we go deeper and talk from the other side, it's a whole different story. That, when I spoke to him earlier, he said that really hit him and was like an awakening for him. For you, Allister, and I just wanted to share that because nothing helped her. I did not even do what I'm supposed to do yet. It was just, and I took her to, actually, I did a forgiveness practice with her, but I took her to the heavens. And then we got disconnected. So she was stuck with the heavens for a while. But it's okay. I'm sure she came back home, came back down. But it was so profound. And I heard that it was the best sleep they've had, both of them, last night.
Not bad.
Do you know what it feels like to not being able to sleep? And she was, when I was speaking to her, I met her once before because we were doing something, and she was down, her face. And when she was finished, she was smiling and talking with conviction. And I was like, yeah, something so simple about just releasing this. So I want people to understand that sometimes and I told her, you have to talk your story, and you're here. This has been given to you for a reason, because you need to speak to parents who are going through grief. And she's in another country, and this is what it is. And as again, you know, both of you're both of faith and beliefs. We have to do what we have to do. Life goes on. So, Allister, why don't you tell us? And for those who want to find out more about the story, we do have on the Divine Soul Journey another version of that story. So tell us, and I'm going to give you the floor for this, Allister. And for those who are just joining us, we're here with Nivedita and Allister Thomas, who just recently lost his wife. And I don't want it to be all somber and so forth. Yes, if you know Allister, you'll understand what I mean. Because for him to move on with his kids, he would grieve in his way. He'll have strength, he'll have fun, but he knows that Tracy's guiding him, and he knows that Tracy is still looking at him, and he knows that Tracy is still rolling her eyes, and he knows this. So tell us, if you can, please, how do you deal with it? What do you do? How does it? You're right there at your office, and luckily your boys have, an age gap so they can take care of themselves, but yet you're the biggest kid in the family, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I just got out of my potty training just not too long ago.
So why don't you please tell us, like, whatever you want to say to us, for people to understand. A lot of people who are seeing this may or may not know what happened. It happened. It was a shock for everyone. And for those who catch us on the replay and share this for sure. So go ahead. The floor is yours.
Yeah, it was, I guess I'm just going to go from the beginning. not early beginning, not like this is the beginning, but beginning of the list. It was about the 17th or so. Another typical day. The kids just got out from what's it called thing? Christmas vacation, right? We thought we were gonna see Spider-Man, No Way Home. Didn't work, kibosh, right? So we had plans to go check it out the next week. However, the next week on the 20th, the Monday, that's when everybody started to feel bad, except for the youngest son, right? That fool was like jumping around like a crab, but everybody just started to feel crap. My big son, he had a crappy whooping cough. It's like you could hear the echo in his back when he's coughing, like a dog, right? And Tracy, she was having pains in her side and she was vomiting a lot of brown stuff. I didn't know what it was. I never saw that before. I mean, I was just all effed up. I didn't feel good at all. It's typical aches and stuff. So we figured, okay, we got ourselves tested, and right, everybody had caught the vid except for the youngest one. So all three of us were bedridden. Now, some of the crappy things that I hear now from family and such is, why didn't you call for help? And why didn't you call us for help and such? And the reason why I didn't is because the dynamic of our family is we can do it. I mean, we have done a lot of amazing things, right? Because we just have this mindset that we can do it. We can do it. We can overcome, That's how we thought. So when we got sick, it's just another thing to beat. And I didn't have to call anybody, right? And so we took care of each other to the best of our ability. That sickness went for a long time, man. From the 20th, 21st, 22nd, on Christmas Day. Christmas Day didn't even happen for us, right? Christmas Day, we all just stayed in bed. The most thing I did on Christmas Day was just trudged out, went shopping at Shoppers to buy stuff. Anyway, boring stuff. We got to the 28th or the 29th, you could say, really early in the morning. And Tracy wanted to go to the washroom. And from there, she called me. I went to the washroom. She needed help off the toilet. I was trying to get her to sit down in the chair so she could like compose herself, get some strength and such. She didn't want to. She didn't say anything. She just motioned that she just wants to stretch out on the floor. Her back was really killing her. So I didn't have strength to throw over my shoulder, you know what I mean? Like I would typically do, you know what I mean? I'd be like, woman, you're going back to bed. But I couldn't do that this time. So instead, I had to just, allow her to be on the floor to rest. And I sat beside her until my back was killing me and I had to go and sleep just to get some relief. I had work the next day. So I figured, okay, this is where she wants to be. This is where she feels comfortable right now. She fell asleep. I said, okay, you know what? I think she's going to be all right. Not the next day, a few hours later, like around close to 9, I got to the washroom. And apparently she has gotten up and switched sides 180 degrees completely, got herself in a way more comfortable position, and she was just peacefully sleeping, right? When I saw that, I was like, yes, progress, So I sat beside her on the floor, couldn't move her still, rubbing her back, telling her we're going to be okay, we're going to be fine, we're going to beat this. I was really glad that she was getting sleep. So after about 15 minutes or so, I said, okay, I'm going to go and lie down for a little bit before I start work, and I'm going to get you a blanket. She's asleep, so she couldn't hear me. So I went to the living room. I told my son, yo, go cover your mom with the big blanket. And then my son came back to me and he says, Dad, something's wrong with mom. So what's wrong with mom? He said her eyes are black. I rushed over to the washroom and Tracy's eyes were glazed over. They were like half open and they were glazed over. I didn't notice that before because Tracy always Tracy could instantly go into REM sleep, so her eyes were always half open. But I never really looked into them, and it just looked bad. So I was checking for pulses. I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel breathing. I put my hand under her nose. I stuck my finger up her nose. You know, I tried everything I can to get a response, right? Tracy, forgive me. Slapped her a couple times, right? Just to see if she would wake up. And nothing. Called 911. They told me I have to do CPR, right? Luckily, I kind of know how to do CPR, right? Thanks to the good people at the Red Cross. Go to the Red Cross, learn CPR. However, no response from Trey, and it was like magic. The paramedics just showed up from when I called. They just showed up. They materialized, and I'm still pushing on her chest. We're still pushing on her chest, and the paramedic came and saw her, and the worst thing I ever heard. The only thing he just said was, the first thing he said was, "Uh-oh." And then I'm like, what does "uh-oh" mean? And he says, "I'm very sorry, sir, but, your wife has passed away." He could tell just by looking at her. When I heard those words, it felt like a big black hole just opened up. It felt like my life was not my life. It felt like you're in the middle of a TV show and a director is about to say, "Cut, try this again." Like your brain does anything and everything to put you in denial. Your brain takes over and it tries to fight reality. And I was sitting there. And then I asked the paramedic, "Can she come back?" You know what I mean? Like I'm 40, I was 44 years old. I mean, and I know how life goes, but it was the dumbest question anyone could ask. But at the time, it was a real serious question. Can she come back? I said, "Nah, man, she can't come back." So I just laid over there. Now, the thing between me and Tracy was, for a good time, right? A lot of people don't know, was I wasn't a follower of the faith like Tracy was. Tracy was a devoted Christian. I used to be until I was like 30s, 39, something like that there. And then I just deconverted. And what that did, that made me and Tracy have a lot of interesting conversations about faith, about, what's after life and death and such like that. And Tracy and I never judge each other. It's just a lot of learning about our perspectives, right? One of the things that Tracy would always say to me, she'd say, "You know what? Don't worry about you. I'm not worried about you because God has you." That's what she said. She always said that. I'm not worried about you at all. God has you. And I would roll my eyes at her. I'm like, yeah, sure. But at that moment when I was over her body, right, a logical thought came to my head. And she wasn't there to tell it to me. Well, she was there, but she wasn't alive to tell it to me. The logical thought came to my head, and I said, "You know what? Tracy dedicated 110% of her life towards something that she believed in. No question. There was no doubt in her mind. And she dedicated all her life to it." And I was thinking, whatever it is she dedicated herself to, if she has the ability to go and reconnect with that thing, that's where she went. That's what she did. And then I thought about it for a second and I said, you know what? If that's the case, then I want to see her too. So I said, okay, you know what, God? I'm back. Let's talk. Right? Let's just talk. I wasn't into that whole stuff that you get in Pentecostal churches running up and down and the big epiphany moment as such. But I was like, okay, let's sit down and let's just talk. I'm going to be pretty pissed and I'm very upset, but let's talk. And after which, I'm sitting there with Tracy, and the paramedics told me that they have to take me and my kids to the hospital to get us checked out. And the saddest moment of all of this was when I had to get up and see Tracy and say goodbye to her for the very, very, very last time. Goodbye to her form, goodbye to her physical presence. It still bothers me. It's something I didn't want to do. And I just said, bye, Trey. And they just pulled me out of the washroom. I never saw her again. Right. I didn't opt for a viewing for the funeral. You know, I mean, we had a really good funeral home. The good people at Covenant Funeral Home, they were really good, right? But I couldn't stand to see a body. The boys were devastated for a very short time. But I have to say, surprisingly, for my two kids, they were there for me because I broke. I broke, man, like a cheap icicle. And these boys were so there for me. Dad, are you all right? And I have to mention, I have to give props to my friend Christy Hamarakis and her husband Dean from Mopped Up Cleaning, because they came over and they handled everything. They spoke to the police, they spoke to the paramedics, they spoke to pretty much everybody. Got the kids food, they handled everything. They even took us to a hotel so we could recover while they cleaned our house, right? So, you know, angels ain't only up in the sky, angels are on the ground too. You know, you're surrounded by angels, you gotta take advantage of them every now and then, you know. So I guess now that that has happened, the question on everybody's mind is, how am I going to take it? How are me and the boys going to take it? Now the boys, they like I said, they have been there for me. It's like they took their grief, put it aside, and they were just there for me and just for me. And I would ask them, I'm like, yo, aren't you guys heartbroken? And they said, both of them, 17 and 9. And they said, yeah, we're heartbroken. We're very, very heartbroken. But we understand how much mom meant to you. And you guys were together longer than we were together with mom. Right? So I was like, wow, these guys are really, really strong. You know, I'm a big guy and they caught their dad. So and we talk about their mom. Sometimes the young one just up until yesterday, he just missed her. Just wanted just to see her again. He wasn't feeling well. And he's like, you know, mom usually hugs me. And it kills me the fact that this kid's 9 years old and he's never, ever going to see her again. He's going to be one of those kids who's going to say, oh, I lost my mom at 9. And it scares me because I don't want him to have fragmented memories of her. Right? So I have to do my best to keep memories of Tracy, keep a museum of her. Not to mention how Tracy runs that magazine, Soulful Image magazine, right? This woman, man, she's amazing at how she does it. She is so organized, and she has books upon books of how she organizes her business. Not only their business, man, Tracy organized our life. My job was just to go out and just find money, right? And like Fred Flintstone, just give it to Wilma. You know what I mean? Here, baby. And she takes the money and I don't know where it goes. I'm like, it's like Robert Palmer, Simply Irresistible. She's so fine, they ain't no telling where the money went. You know what I'm saying? So that was it. And she would do her taxes. She handled the kids' education. She pretty much handled everything. So
woman, she was superwoman and super mom.
Yeah, she was super. I mean, I was just hired help.
So let's talk about, and thank you so much for sharing that. Definitely, even in the talking about it is also healing, like I always say as well to many. So I appreciate that sharing. People also wonder, we've had many conversations, and people also wonder, okay, so how is Allister doing right now to keep up his strength? Because you remember we had conversation on the radio show talking about strength, and you're not the one to really sit. You have your days when you feel sad, you feel lonely, but the show goes on. You're very resilient. You move forward because Tracy would want that. And I always say, and I've said this to you, is the fact that sometimes that we're given a task at hand, and when we complete that task, it's time for us to move on.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
Nivedita, please do, if you have any questions for Allister, as well as if you, in the comments, if you have questions for Allister, please ask him, what you need to ask him, and we'll see what happens. So again, in the meantime, Nivedita, you can, also engage, but you are a strong person and you have a lot to do. So who is Allister today, and what is Allister doing to keep up this image here? Before we go, I just want to show you this. This is from, I think this is one of your friends. He said, "Thank you for sharing your story, your strength, and the strength of the boys. It's such a testament to the impact of Trey had on your lives. Keep doing what you do, my friend."
Hey, Melly. Thank you, baby. Thank you so much.
Tracy was your soulmate. She was your everything. She was your queen. And you guys had a very open relationship with the boys, just like I said, roll up the eyes, and there was no hiding and so forth. So with all those things, there's a lot of stuff in there. You guys have to know who Allister and Tracy was to understand what I'm saying, right? You held back nothing. So you never pretended. So did that help you move it forward, that you don't have to pretend to the boys? Because you guys never, you would, the comic strips that you do is like how you lived your life. That's pretty a portrayal of how you lived your life. He's really a good artist in the comic strips and stuff.
Ah, shucks.
Yes.
Go on. Keep going.
Amazing. No, you're amazing. So did all of that help you move forward? And because, you started posting some of the comic strips that you've done before in the past and showing the family's personality, your personality, her personality. How does all this is what's giving you strength? I know there's a lot of things just given that conversation, but
you know what? Okay, it's like I am the new kid on the block when it comes to trauma and loss. There's people who's listening, and there's a lot of people out there who lost multitudes of people. You know what I mean? More people than Job did, right? I lost one. This is my first major traumatic thing. But I'm a pretty analytical person. And one of the things that came to my mind is, when a person is suffering, I would assume that when a person is suffering from loss and it's really hurting them, it's a feeling of a lack of hope. You know what I mean? Hope is what drives us, right? Without hope, ain't a damn thing happening with any of us, right? So some people, when they lose their mate, what I was told from other widows and such, they feel like it's over. It's actually over. And the question is, I'm going to be lonely for the rest of my life. Who else is going to love me? Who's going to put up with me, right? And you feel hopeless. And as soon as you feel hopeless and you feel like you don't give a shit anymore, you're like, your body and your mind is going to shut down like a building on Saturday, right? And that happens. I would assume, like, I understand that when you see some older couples, like in their 60s or in their 70s, as soon as the wife is gone or as soon as the husband's gone, it's just that feeling of hopeless and despair, right? I think it's a fair human condition when you're attached to someone so great. But the thing that gets you through, right, is actually hope. If you could find it again somehow, you could find it through the love of your family, find it through the love of the person who passed. I mean, I went through a phase where I was very upset because I was with a person who got me, and very few people understood me, right? Love my mama, but not even my mama understood me. You know what I mean? Properly, right? Love your mom if you're watching, right? She's probably rolling her eyes too. But I had to hang on to the idea that Tracy really believes in me. She's with me because she thinks I'm awesome. She thinks I'm creative. She believes I'm awesome. She believes I'm creative. She believes I can do anything, anytime she has a challenge, she knows that, okay, let's do this. And, we just fight through. That's her husband. And my mind is like, I can't stop that now. Right? I can't, because she's gone, I can't stop the train from going. She's counting on me to still be awesome. I mean, she got to brag about me somewhere.
It's funny. We had talked, Nivedita, please. I know it's, I want people to hear from Allister two things. One, you and Tracy had a really hard life when she was growing up. She's been
It's a
through
hard knock life for that girl.
Been through a lot. So you two have been through a lot as well, right? A lot. And in terms of the purpose, you said she had a mission and it finally understood what the mission is now. Do you still fully understand what that mission? Because she pretty much led her life up until this point where she was doing what she loved to. And she's been with the big names. You've had Stedman, Oprah's boyfriend on there. We've had a few
Obama,
names, a lot of people in his magazine
and stuff. Don't mean to name drop, but
that name drop. It's an accomplishment. That's a huge.
Well, okay, if you say so. That's who else? Just joking.
No, but I'm saying it's a huge accomplishment, and it was in the highlight. The magazine, forgive me if I'm wrong, was not every month, but the point is, it takes time to do these things.
Oh yeah.
But you were hand in hand with her, and to know that she was teaching you. In the meantime, she was teaching you the ropes of all of this. But the good part of it is that you had her back and you on the creative side and the back side of it too as well. So you two have been through so much, the ups and downs. That's where you guys got the strength. Nivedita, please do interject here.
I was just so overwhelmed by how you handled everything. And I just admire you so much. I mean, you have so much resilience to what happened. And I think that's amazing. You have so much belief and you speak about her as she's still here, which she is because she's in your heart.
Yeah.
She's there and she's communicating with you on the soul level.
Oh God, did she ever? Oh God, did she ever? Did I tell you to say that? Where are you going? Why are you wearing that? Can you change, please? And I'm like, I thought you were gone. Why can't you leave me alone on what I'm wearing? So yeah, I get that. I get that a lot.
Yeah.
People think
and
I'm
it's
crazy.
wonderful when you speak about that communication, because that really is about soul communication with your loved ones. I had to go out because my eyes filled up with tears and I had to go to the bathroom and it was so touching.
That's why he has the flow. We want to give him as much time. And I guess the question on everybody's mind is like, okay, this happened about 3 months ago. You guys have to understand that. For those who don't know, this is end of this. It's what I believe also, because the last time I saw Tracy had posted something, and the algorithms is not to see everything, but I believe she had just lost an uncle the week before, because on the 20th, I think it was in New York or something. And then the 21st was the funeral, and that was the last you heard of her.
Yeah, she sang.
I know what I saw. She's talk about sang. Oh my goodness, I have a picture somewhere of her singing. This woman, she had a voice. I kept saying to Allister, why she does not have a record deal, like literally. And I believe she went to school for voice.
Yeah, she's a professionally trained classical singer.
But nobody knew that.
I know, hey?
Because when we had the event at, I forget the name of the place now, there with Ronnie, and, I was going around the room and everybody, and I heard she could sing, and I put her on the spot. And I was like, holy cow, girl, what is wrong with you? And
I thought I was going to be rich. I was like, when I heard her sing for the first time,
magazine.
I was like, oh my God, my money prayers have been answered. I'm going to swim in a pile of money like Scrooge McDuck. I will do everything to protect her throat, pour golden honey down her throat, man. Like, I thought I was going to be rich. At the same time, what she did was she pretty much, went off of my skill and my talent. But the good thing is I get to hear her sing all the time.
Yeah, well, she was in the choir, but here's the thing. She had a natural gift. It wasn't one that, again, from like those who believe, again, we're here with Allister Thomas and Nivedita. the fact that, some people are just gifted with something. You have to be gifted to be on that level, Alistair. You just don't learn that. You have to be gifted.
Yeah, she was. She was very, very gifted.
She was very gifted, and
her and her sister.
And her sister too.
Yeah, her sister is also good too.
Well, her brother as well.
Oh, Simon Marcus.
Yeah.
Simon Marcus is a world famous Muay Thai fighter.
Mm-hmm.
If you Google Simon Marcus, yeah, he's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I met him. I've met him before.
He's a badass, man. This guy's a badass in the ring. He's her brother is the best father I've ever met, could ever meet. I always try to be like him. Mm-hmm. He has 4 beautiful kids, and he is just the best.
4 kids.
Yeah, man, he got busy.
So
you're fighting that ring, boy, you have some aggression to take out, man. So popped out 4 kids.
Do you have any questions for him, Nivedita? Before?
No, I'm pretty much enthralled by everything he's got to say, and this legacy that he's of his beautiful wife that he's continuing on is amazing.
Yes.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, it's beautiful.
She was a woman who loved to style. She had this. She was very professional.
Yeah, you can see that.
She did a lot of events. She hosted events, awards, and I've been recognized too as well. But very humble. She was the type of person who was, out there, although, again, with all of us who have these gifts and talents and doing our best to see, this is what we're here to do, not to hoard it and hide it, but to share it. And some people may or may not understand and believe that they're in the limelight and doing this. Well, let me tell you something. I have to do a magazine, and I've been putting it off for years. All these things, magazine shows, this show, is a lot of bloody work.
Tell me about it. Oh my God, is it ever?
I mean,
you know how much times I'm in this office? How much times we have to go like 2 weeks straight sleeping in here, sleeping in here just to work it out. We met the editor-in-chief of Chatelaine magazine. Mm-hmm. Tracy met the editor-in-chief of Chatelaine magazine, and they were talking about how it is. Oh my God, you're awesome, you're awesome. And her name is Leanne George, and Leanne, she said to Tracy, this is a really good publication. You must have an amazing team. And she's like, yeah, I do. He's right here. He is right here. And she put the camera on me, and I'm like, hi. And she was shocked, because she says, I have like a team of 30 people that crank out issues, and you're telling me this was done by 2 people? Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, please free me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm a slave to this thing. I'm stuck in here, right, working and drawing the comic strip, and having to hear Tracy telling me what she wants in the mag, and I have to do what she says. I threw in my ideas too. I mean, we work on it together, but she's the one that has. You know what? Let me just show you one of them.
I can't wait to see the anniversary.
This was last year's own. I gotta find the one that we did recently. That's at home. Mm-hmm. That's with Laura Langemeyer. And of course, the time when Tracy got to meet Les Brown, like a lot of people, mm-hmm. right? But we got really deep. What Les Brown didn't know, because of great researching skills, Les Brown did not know that we had access. Les Brown did not know that we had access to his, where is it? To his files of when he was younger. I'm trying to find it. Like, look at Les. He couldn't believe we found this when he was legislator.
I've met Les in Trinidad at the TV station. We were supposed to be on the same morning show, and we got a flat tire. So we did speak. We did take up pictures and so forth. And he was going to promote my book at the time. And but the agent, whoever was down there was representing him, didn't want to. But I met Una, and so forth. And I didn't even know she was Les Brown, and so things like that. And a very humble man as well. Allister, where's Allister in all of this? How is Allister? I guess the $1 million question for most people. I mean, we can be here forever. Where do you see yourself going? Where are you moving forward? You are a man, you're a father, you'll always be a husband. In your heart and soul, you'll always be a husband. You can't dismiss, not because she's not there. She's there, trust me. You know she's there, right? But how
Oh, man.
and you're talking about the story, and there are times when you get emotion about this amazing woman here, and I'm going to put it back up there. Watching her and watching him, how they're an amazing tag team. And she was preparing you for you said the mission. There's a bigger cause, and she had a mission, not knowing that she had just put this on you because she know you can handle it.
Jeez, thanks, Trey.
You're amazing talent.
That's a big load you dumped on me, girl. That's a big load, man. I feel like that Kenny Rogers song. You picked a fine time to leave me, Tracy. 2 hungry brats and a nice magazine. I feel like that's what it is, right? But she knows I could handle a challenge. She knows I could deal with it. She knows that's what's gonna push me. She knows I need a push, right? So I can't sit back and just cry, and I can't sit back and suffer and any of that. I have to just keep pushing, keep going. That's the essence of who we are. Keep going. Don't quit. Don't stop. Do I get tired? Hells yes, I get tired. Do I take a rest every now and then? Damn right I take a rest now and then. But that's the essence of who we are. When you find hope in who you are and your purpose, you got to keep doing it. It's the discipline. Can't stop.
Where was her favorite?
It's not about the goal either. It's about the process.
Yeah. So her favorite place.
Tracy's favorite place is the Harborfront downtown.
Why did she like it so much?
You know why? Because Tracy likes water. She always talks about, I'm a Cancer. Cancers love water, right? Tracy loves to swim. She loves to take baths, anything that deals with immense water. So she likes to go to Harborfront and just walk the boardwalk like she belongs there. She loves Little Mermaid. Anything that deals with large, vast, amounts of water. Hell, she'll even gaze into a large puddle, like Mulan. So, last year we went to Harborfront like 3 times a week just to go, right? And she loved it so much. So, the middle of May, I'm going to spread her ashes into Lake Ontario at the Harborfront. I think it's going to be May 13th. And a lot of people are going to gather on the boardwalk. Right now, they're doing construction there. So that sweet, sweet gazebo that was there ain't there no more. So we're all going to meet at the boardwalk and just trade stories, have a mic, and, sing and, talk and reminisce stories. And then, put some ashes into the lake. And the reason why it's there, and also, go get something to eat, of course, get ice cream, churros. Tracy and her churros, baby. Tracy and her churros. She ain't going to Harborfront unless she has her churros. I ain't buying everybody churros. Sorry if that's what you guys are thinking. That's not happening. But yeah, we're going to have a great time. And the reason why I chose there is because it's better than going to, I have nothing against anybody who buried their loved ones in a cemetery. But let's face it, I ain't going to no cemetery. I'm not.
She's not that type. She's not that type.
She's not that type to be, to have all these neighbors around her. She'll talk them to death probably, but I would rather her be at the Harborfront so me and the boys can go and visit her often.
Well, the body, it's just the body. The body's there, but her spirit is long gone. She has, if she did reincarnate or not, or she's complete her life, her purpose on this earth in this 100 years of body that we talk, she's done what she's supposed to do. But the other side of that, the water is so rebirthing, refreshing, rejuvenating, and it's just her way where she can just wash all her troubles away. She was not a complainer. She wasn't a complainer. I guess the $1 million question to most people right now is, I would say, if you have any questions, Nivedita, but also people, what would you say to someone who's going through this? I actually know someone in Trinidad who he lost his dad, who used to work for my dad, lost his dad, and then to COVID. I don't usually say COVID, but I'm saying it here. And the same week, they buried the grandmother who lived in the same house. 2 in 1. And that time people were just dropping down. So again, what would you say to someone who's going through something right now? And if you have anything to add to this?
No, the thought that was just coming to me while you were speaking, both of you, I was thinking what an honor that Tracy has started you and giving you back your faith and started you on this very special path that is your dharma, your life's work that you have got to be on, and who knows where that's going to lead to. And you have to sort of be open to what your life's work is, even though you're on the path, but you might not know the full extent of it as yet and what it's going to bring for you. Right. So I think there's many gifts coming to you through Tracy now.
Blessings.
It's an acceptance of the unknown.
Yes.
Right? The unknown frightens us. No one wants to go. No one wants to die. Right? And by any of us experiencing this, we learn that the unknown is inevitable, but it could be your friend. Once the unknown happens, once you're in that realm of a place where you just never been, you never thought you're going to lose your dad, you lost your mom, you don't know what's going to happen after that. Right? And a lot of times we feel obviously sad, heartbroken, and in despair and such. But what also happens is we receive love, we receive grace, we receive attention, we see family members that we haven't seen. I always thought that, I begin to think now that love and loss, love and death kind of is in the same camp, kind of goes hand in hand. If you're a loving person, your loss is not that hard. A person grieves that you're physically gone, but the love is still there. My wife, her love is still there, right?
That's a powerful statement, Allister.
Yeah, your body's gone, but the love is still there. And on top of that, because of the love you had when you're alive, when you now leave this earth, that love that person left exploded. And for me, I saw that so much people came together. I got reconnected with family members. Situations where I wasn't talking to people, I'm talking. Forgiveness is done. Acceptance. Reuniting with other family members and friends. All because of the love of Tracy. We all got together because of the love of one woman, and new relationships are starting. New businesses are starting. A lot of new stuff. So
yeah. It's all about creation, isn't it? It's creation. Right.
And it's just like when a forest burns down, it leaves all the nutrients in the soil for a new forest to grow, a bigger forest to grow. So I understand how people like to say there's life and death, but I'm beginning to understand the concept of love and death, right? So when a person does pass away, when a person does lose their mom or their dad, right? One of the things I keep thinking is, hey, your dad did a good job. Look at you. You're a grown, responsible woman. You're a grown, responsible man. You take care of your kids. You handle your business. That's exactly what a parent is supposed to do. And if that's what you are, then mission accomplished. Your dad is not here or your mom's not here, but they did their job.
I see a book on the horizon with you. You've got so much to share.
I'll write a book once I learn how to read properly.
Nivedita, Allister is also in Toastmasters.
Oh, God.
Don't let Allister fool you, whatever. Okay, Allister is a person, he's such a jokester, you don't know. Don't believe anything Allister says that he can't.
Don't believe nothing I say. Right? If I say I'm like this big, don't believe it. I'm actually like this.
I like your awesomeness.
He's actually tamed himself for tonight. If you have it, I mean, you really have to know him
She's right. I'm more like Richard Pryor and Red Fox. I mean, you have the F words flying all over the place. I'm talking about boobs this and coochie that and stuff. And yeah, that's why the eye rolls from my wife and my mom. You know.
You know what? We've gotten so used to your terminology and your dictionary and your language of your own that you made up that we got so used to it that it's, you know, he would be on a radio show, you know, well, that would say, and he would just look down and start talking about her chest.
Yeah. Allister likes the boob. And I think, you know what? Okay, here's the thing. Tracy, she kind of helped me with that. Not really, but she really believes in femininity and girl power. You know what I mean?
Her body. She loved her body.
She loved her body, and you know, there was a time, and the way how she did it was, I think, through a kind of conditioning. And I would tell people, believe it or not, before the magazine, Tracy was just sweatsuits, t-shirts to church and back. And one time she went to Ricky's, that store, and she said nothing was her taste. And a lady told her, you know, try this top on. Let me see how you look. Tracy reluctantly tried it on, said, hey, you know, I look good. And then she ended up spending the rest of the day trying stuff on. And then she's like, yo, I was doubting myself all this time. I actually look fly in this top. And then, you know, it went from 1 day to 2 days, you know, more and more, you know, more of my money being spent, right? Coming back to me. Allister, look what I bought. I'm like, how much? Isn't it sexy? How much? Look. And she'd always make sure it had like cleavage and stuff. She's like, yeah.
She loved her cleavage. So did you.
Yeah. Right? And the next thing you know, it's like, I forget how much it cost. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. And like I said, man, like Robert Palmer, she's so fine. There's no telling where the money went, man. Like, I could have sworn I got paid the other day. Where'd that money go? You know.
One thing I loved about you two is the fact that your openness, the love for each other, the sexual attraction that you all had for each other.
Damn right.
That was open to the public. You didn't
open
hide
to
it.
everybody.
Everybody knew about it. So it's not like anybody was surprised, and who don't know you. But here's the thing. That time that you all had together, 20-something years, 22 years?
22 years together.
20 years together. You know, you have lived more than anybody could possibly imagine in a relationship and more. That, you know, you can, and this is why you can sit here today and talk to us and be comfortable, because you did your best. You all gave it your all. And there was nothing holding you all back. You didn't pretend to each other. Yes, you know, the eyes roll up and all that stuff, which was a cute part of it. And, you know, and you didn't hold back from the kids. You never pretend about the love and the affection, because, you know, the four of you all were an entity together. So whatever you all have done together as a couple, parents, and now for your own, you know, she's done the foundation. You both did a great job in the kids. So it helps them to move on, like you said. And now you're together, the three of you all, to have each other's back.
Oh yeah, the three boys in this house. It's like a sitcom.
You'll be the biggest of all. Yeah. The biggest kid of all.
It's so weird. It's like, it was, how long it's been? It's been like 2 weeks since she was gone. And me and my son went to go grocery shopping. And I was feeling like shit. I was feeling like shit inside the grocery store. And my son said, you know what? We could now buy all the stuff mom told us not to buy. Now we're not allowed to. And it was the first one I was like, yeah! And boy, we went on a shopping spree. We started buying like 4 boxes of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, you know, ice cream. And we bought like every damn freaking thing you're not supposed to have in your body. Like, it was bad. I mean, it was bad. When we got to the checkout, the lady was like, you irresponsible bastards. Like, what's wrong with you guys? Who's guiding you? Where's the woman in your life? You know what I mean? To stop you from buying all this junk. And she cost like $150 and we didn't care. And then when we got home with all this, with this stuff, we ordered pizza after that. You know why? Because we can and ain't nobody stopping us. Because we know that Tracy would have never made us buy those things. She would have allowed us to buy those things. And she would have said, no, we're not having pizza. So we're just sitting there like Jay-Z, you know what I mean? Just big pimping with pizza and cake and stuff like that.
Probably looking down on you and saying, naughty boys, naughty boys.
Yeah, but you know what? Too bad.
You know what? Naughty boys, she would expect that. Nothing surprises her because, again, they didn't hide and pretend whatsoever. They will just do, she knows what to expect from the biggest kid of all. He's the kid in the family, okay? Trust me, the leader of the family.
I'm a man, goddammit. I'm a man. Don't get it twisted. I'm a man. I have man things and I have man parts. You know what I mean? I'm a man. That's what she likes. She thinks I'm a kid, but you know, when the bedroom's closed, I'm a man, goddammit.
Well, I love the relationship you all had. And again, you didn't hold back on it. You know, you didn't pretend, like I said, you didn't pretend. You lived your life, both of you. And again, like I said, we're on borrowed time. We don't own our lives. We don't own our body as vessels. And whatever she had to do, you know, she's gone on to somewhere better or doing something better and to take it to the next until she goes home. And she's probably home. She probably ended whatever she's supposed to accomplish. You know what they say, the good die young.
God, I hope not. I don't like that saying, you know what I mean? There's a lot of good people that's young, I know. I don't want to wait for them to kick the bucket.
When we say the good die, it means that they've done good things in their life. Their name is not in vain. And again, even for her launching this magazine, it's going to take it to the next level. I can't wait to see the anniversary edition that you're probably going to have with her. This has been a celebration of Tracy. And, you know, we never know where he's going. And Allister is a trooper. The kids are a trooper. Doesn't mean he's not human. Doesn't mean he's not a father. Doesn't mean he's not a husband where he has this moment where he wants to call in a hole. You know, I could imagine him sitting in his office where he is right now and there's nobody around to talk to and bounce ideas off physically. Doesn't mean he can't do it, you know, and get guidance.
Right. I mean, most likely, if you're going to picture me like that, I'm usually like this. That's what I'm usually doing.
Don't do that to have a front, okay? All the flies will go in your mouth. It's big enough. So again, what are your last thoughts or words you want to leave with everyone?
Who, me?
Yes, you.
Is this like a Jerry Springer final thought moment?
Well, you can say what
like you take care of yourself and each other.
You go home.
Right.
Well, let us know how we find your magazine. Is it online?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Right. That's right. You could go to soulfulimage.mag.com. I would say it should be going right along here, but
yes,
I guess
we have to write it. Okay, let me just type.
And it's live. You know,
yes,
so
all
that
live.
soulfulimage.mag.com. Jeez, I wish I had a paper and pencil to write it on, or a banner.
Oh, it's okay.
Right? Or you could just go to the Instagram handles, which I gotta start updating. Tracy is so good at social media. I suck at it. I suck at social media. It is? Hey, there it is. soulfulimage.mag.com. That's right, baby. Right?
That's right.
Yeah, you got it right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, or you could just go
technology for you, you know? That's technology. Okay, why don't you tell people what you're looking for with the magazine?
What I'm looking for?
Well,
okay, so pretty much the magazine is about women, or pretty much anybody, but she had it geared mainly for women who found themselves in adversity and they overcame it through the power of faith in God, faith in their belief. Right? Tracy believes that, you know, faith is what gets you through. I mean, that's what it did for us, and she believes that women need to live a lifestyle of faith because there's a whole lot of stuff that women go through, right? I mean, being a mom, being an entrepreneur, being a daughter, right, to your mother or to your son. Like, there's so much stuff that a woman has to go through. Also, in a world where they could be victimized pretty badly, you know, like Tracy has been a victim of sexual assault. She's been living on her own since she was 13. Right. So Tracy saw a lot and she's been through a lot. And she says it's through her faith why she gets through, right? So she wants other women to experience that. Not to mention, she wants to uplift women in how they look, how they feel about themselves, right? There's a lot of women out there. She mainly talks about women who, because of the obligations they have with having kids or a workload, a lot of women think that they can't do or chase after these goals. Their time is done. And a lot of women out there are encouraging a lot of women that you can do it. And Tracy's another person who's doing that. Not to mention, take advantage of your femininity. As what Tracy says, I'm a woman first and a mom second, right? And she notices that a lot of women, they go through a lot of self-doubt because as soon as they have kids, they think that they're moms now, and they put all their time in being a mother, which is very noble and great. But Tracy always says, hey, listen, man, you were born first a woman. You are the decoration of this world. Don't forget that. That's a powerful thing. Man, boy, I love how Tracy goes on. She says, man can build skyscrapers. Man can build space shuttles, vast bridges, amazing warships, roads that go as far as the eye can see. But when a woman walks by, always turns his neck. Nothing grabs a man's attention.
They get weak.
We get
every which part of their body just go like jello.
Right. So Tracy says, don't ever forget that, because that's your confidence.
I can't wait to look at that magazine. I can't wait to read it.
Oh yeah, man. You know what? I'll send you a copy.
But it's online as well. There's online as well.
Yeah, you can get it. Yeah, as a matter of fact, you get it online. I could you could go to I wish I knew the website. 5flip. I'll have to post it on this.
You could put it on the link. You could put it on the
I could put on a link afterwards. You guys can go through it.
Yeah, that'd be great because I think everybody'd be very interested.
So, yeah, like the second last issue was one of my favorite issues, which was the Love and Sex edition. Right? And Tracy thought she was crazy to allow me to do that. But we delved into some really risque. It's not really risque. Just
it's
the
not
stuff
risky.
that
How can it be risky? It's only risky and uncomfortable if you feel uncomfortable about it. But you both were not uncomfortable. So for you to talk about it, to help people, get out of their comfort zone, is right. That's what a magazine is supposed to do. Like, when talking about that outfit I had on, and you guys actually, when you said it to me and other people, it wasn't I was out of my comfort zone, but the point is,
you felt awesome, didn't you?
I love this suit. Well, I don't think it could fit me much anymore.
As soon as I said that, you felt awesome. You were like Supergirl, and you were walking around saying, "Yeah, look at them.
But
they're spectacular."
Excuse me, not like Tracy. It's nothing much I could do. I was away from home. I can't do it. I could run about it. I'm gonna run. So, please give me a break, you. Are you looking for sponsors? Are you looking for people to help? What are you looking for?
Yeah, right now I'm looking for contributors. I mean, everybody has a story to tell. If you have a story that you want to share with the magazine, we are open to pretty much anybody, as long as you could write and you don't sound like you're from grade 3, right? But just a person who could just write a good comprehensive story about how you overcame adversity through faith and such. We're looking for sponsors because, of course, we still want to carry our events such as the Soulful Image Queen's Rising Award, right? The King's Award. Also, there's going to be a couple of changes that's going to be made on my part. I'm going to keep the essence of Tracy's magazine, but in order for it to progress, right, there's some ideas that I have, and I think they're good ideas, and we're going to try them out, right? And if Tracy haunts me and tells me to put it back, then I guess I'm going to do that. So I'm going to try out some stuff.
Good,
right?
awesome.
So the next issue that should be coming out is in May, and it's going to be a commemorative issue remembering Tracy, right? I am very proud of what she did. One of the things that I have to take into consideration is one of the things I have to take in consideration is Tracy has done her job. She has lived her life, and it's time to do something else, right? I have to say that I'm very proud that you know what? I really wish she was here. I really wish she was here to co-sign with what I say. Because it's like I'm just saying this, and it kind of feels like, man, I could just be saying anything, but I'm being very honest, to Tracy, and I wish she was just here to co-sign what we're talking about. But then again, if she was here, then the show would be 3 hours, because then she'd be talking and she wouldn't be able to get her to shut up. So
well, it's she's actually acting she's flowing through you, and the words coming out with the ideas. So
I was thinking exactly the same.
It's the words are coming through. Her words are also incorporated in your words, and that's where it's coming through. So don't believe she's not here. She's definitely in tune, and she's definitely puts a stamp of approval on that. There's no question about that. One of the things I'm going to be doing, and I'm just going to plug selfishly here, is that we have another magazine called the Callaloo magazine. It's a new magazine. It's a couple months old. I think the Callaloo band, Manan Singh, and Rainier. Well, it's for Carnival, right? There's a band called Callaloo. Anyway, okay. They have a magazine, and there's a lot of entertainment there. I'm starting an Ask D column. So I need people to send me questions, and then the column I write, whatever it is you want to ask me. Nothing politics and nothing religion. But okay, I'll get that straight. But that's what the Ask D column is. So send your questions to me, and you'll be featured if we take it and put it in the magazine. So maybe that's something we can do there as well. But it's a Q&A and type of concept. So there's so many different things that can be done there as well. So any last words you want to say?
We're back to that old Jerry Springer final moment.
Obviously.
We watch a lot of Jerry Springer, don't we? Right? Okay, well, I guess the thing is...
Wait. I have another question. Are the boys ever going to be starting and working and doing some...
In the magazine? No.
They have no interest. No,
I mean, in the days of video games, online gaming, Netflix, YouTube, all that stuff there, boy, I'm surprised that these guys could have a one-track mind, in which they don't. But I can't force them into the magazine, right? My mom didn't force me into nursing. Right. As important as nursing is, I was not forced into it. And although she always says graphic design, comic book drawing, what's that? That ain't nothing. It's still something that I was interested in doing.
And something you love.
It's something I love. So, honestly.
He's good. He's actually really good at it. I've seen, oh my goodness, a picture there. I wish I had the picture of you as Tracy as Wonder Woman or Superwoman or whatever it is in this sexy.
Her Halloween, yeah, when we went to Comic-Con, yeah, Tracy loves to dress up for Comic-Con. She turned into a nerd. Here's an interesting fact with Tracy, a couple of interesting facts with Tracy that people don't know. First of all, Tracy is, I can't say, in an unofficial way, but she is qualified to be a NASCAR driver. Right? There's a long story to that.
No, I heard that story actually.
Yeah, Tracy is actually qualified to be a NASCAR driver.
She did with the simulator, right?
I actually don't know what a NASCAR is.
NASCAR sports car. It's a sports car. The races.
Yeah, when you see those races and you see the cars just driving around a track 1,000 times.
Oh, we've just had that in Melbourne right now, the formula racing.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, it's really like that. Another interesting fact about Tracy that some people don't know, when it comes to comic book movies like the Marvel Universe and such, Tracy is the smartest person.
I love those movies, the Marvel movies.
Tracy could teach a university course on any level when it comes to the MCU. I am the comic book head, but Tracy is a scholar. She knows those sets of movies inside out. Like, she's really good at it. No one could surpass her in knowledge when it comes to the MCU. She's amazing.
She's good at the trivia. She'll be good at the trivia.
Oh, are you kidding me? Yo, Tracy makes sense of that's a universe that she deserves to live in because she knows it inside out. She's also an amazing singer. She was one time sought after by Ronnie Hawkins, right, to sing. Also some other people. What else? Jeez, I can't think of enough facts. I know they're gonna come to me later. I guess those are just the ones that just come to me right now. God, it's so hot in here all of a sudden.
And
Jeez.
she is one of the most photographed person in the magazine. Magazine. She has been featured in almost every article, every page. There's a lot of feature of Tracy in the magazine.
Damn right, buddy. I tell you what, man.
She's somebody who is very shy. She has more photo shoots.
She does photo shoots on top of photo shoots.
And you think she's quiet, yeah? You think she's quiet and shy? No.
She has photo shoots on top of photo shoots.
Covers and covers and covers. And when am I going to be featured in that magazine?
Oh, that's after you pay your $49.99 plus shipping and delivery. Okay.
Definitely,
No, yeah, you know what? Like,
you check it out.
We always look at the people who's doing stuff in the community, local and abroad, and Tracy would just she would have these feelings. Okay, you know what? This is what we're going to talk about, this issue, and she knows who to put on the cover. I can't say anything. That's one thing I have zero talks on.
Well, you got to chime with her now and figure out who is going to be on there. But definitely, I do know that when Diana Jerry started the Queen's Rising. Actually, I was with Diana for the first one or two or three, and then Tracy and her collaborated, and they took it to another level.
Yeah, that was a really good one.
I've actually been in your magazine. A little kid asked me, I don't remember which one. She told me she was to get a little write-up quote.
Yeah, it was like a question. It was a question she was
something. It was, yeah, something.
And like you're featured, right? But for the work you do now, you know what I mean? Sure, like.
You mean I have a chance to be honest?
You're doing amazing things. You're talking to me. You know what I mean? So
you can show that photograph where you're both there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a classic. Oh my God. We had so much fun for that. We had so much fun at that event. Oh my goodness. It was hilarious. We were just like two kids. Her and there was other pictures as well. But for Allister and I, so whatever Allister did, I did. When he was like this, I went like this. It's like this. We were having a blast. We had a blast at that event, really and truly. But Allister, my dear sweetie, it's been a pleasure. And, we're hoping that many people would look at this very lightheartedly to a certain degree so they can start breathing again. And, those who have to go through the moments, go through the moments. But again, we have to I was told that, some people, they don't even go back into the room when the person passes away. Well, and it's just there, gathering dust and so forth. But you have to put energy back into the space. You have to put energy back into Tracy died in your bathroom. Yeah. And still you have to be in that bathroom every day. So there's the boys. You didn't
I enjoyed being in there more. Wait, that sounds so wrong.
No, it's not wrong. Knowing you two. No, there's nothing wrong with that because that's.
No, wait, no, because when I say, I like being in the washroom more. Well, it's because I.
No, that's what people. That's when people overthink things.
It's not like I'm constipated or anything, and I'm in the bathroom a lot more.
No, you have that energy and connection. But
it's the energy that's there. I usually go in the bathroom and I'm like, "Hey, Trey," and I'm like, "Why do I think you're stuck in our bathroom? That's very dumb." But I can't help it. You know what I mean? I can't help it. I don't think that she'll be trapped in our bathroom. But one of the things I did say is, hey, if you are here, I'm going to make sure this bathroom is clean at all times because I don't need you to be kicking me in my nuts at night telling me to clean the bathroom. So I had to make sure that I clean that floor and clean that shower and everything. Make it nice and presentable for her. But I'm really hoping that she's not stuck in a bathroom of all the places to be trapped.
No. That's where you have your moment, and that's where you can make it very intimate. And you can put your candles and your music, and you can sing, and you can have your, your ups and your downs and so forth. But at the end of the day, you are human. You are a man, and you're a father. You're a business owner, and you're everything. So you wear all the hats. You're single. You're a mom now, and you're a dad.
Yeah, you're right.
And I don't know who's going to actually grow you up. Because you need somebody to grow you up.
That's a tall order to fill, man. That's a tall order. That's
So
a tough task.
It's
absolutely.
interesting. I love how you've really brought Tracy's memory and all that she's given you out into the world, because a lot of people, when they lose their loved ones, there's some traditions where they just, as soon as the person has gone, they strip out everything that reminds them of them in the house, and then it's just gone. You know, that presence, it's like that presence has been ripped out the house. And I think that's very, very sad.
Yeah.
But you haven't done that. You've perpetuated her memory and the gifts that she's given to humanity, which I think is really beautiful.
Correct.
Hello, she would smack the life out of him if he did that.
You're right. I wouldn't be here talking to you guys because it would be the first supernatural homicide.
Oh, you had to know Tracy. You had to know Tracy.
I ain't messing with her, man. She might be gone, but that'll be an angry black woman ghost that I don't want to play with.
And she is, and they both, very full figured. So that's a lot of
That's a heavy fist that girl's packing. Oh yeah.
Well, my dear, thank you so
much.
Well,
it's been great with you being here on the show with us.
It's been an honor to talk to you both. Honestly.
And hopefully what we talked about before, you will see more of Allister. Could you put up the magazine just on the camera again to show everyone?
Yes, because we want to see more of that. Yeah.
This is the magazine. Catch it as Soulful Magazine.
Soulful Image Mag.
Soulful. Oh, you plug it. Okay.
It's like right down there scrolling.
Yes, I'm looking at something else here.
SoulfulImageMag.com.
It's all bunched together because the image has an MAG in it too, so that threw me off.
Do I look like his son?
So
image do I look like Les Brown's illegitimate child? Wait. Let me see. Do I look like his son? Can I claim for that? Can I say I'm his son? I'm better looking though. I'm better looking. Yeah.
Why didn't you ask him that?
If he could, if I'm his son, he wouldn't know.
He wouldn't know.
He wouldn't know if I'm his illegitimate son. I'll be like, hey, remember that girl you dealt with back in Ohio? Hey, what's up, baby? I'm back. And for anyone watching, I am not Les Brown's illegitimate son. I'm not. Don't. I'm not like that.
Well, thank you.
Again, I don't know.
Next thing you know,
I'm not.
Really? No. We're all fun and joke aside. We can humor about this. We can talk so much. We're hoping to have you come back and talk about other things as well whenever you have some time. We're always welcome. It's always refreshing. Actually, I thought it was going to be a little more PG and a little crazier than I expected. But Alistair's been a gentleman today. He's tired. He has to go home and see about the kids as well.
Yeah, I have to do that. Oh God.
So again, I want to say thank you all. Thank you, Nivedita. Thank you so much, Allister, for those who are just joining us and those who was here with us all the time. And thank you for your questions, your comments. Please do check the replay. Please do pass it on. Please listen to the radio show. The radio show is a little bit different energy and more intense. We're talking different things. It's always different on the radio as opposed to when you're visual. And do check out the magazine and subscribe. And if you have any, you're interested in becoming a sponsor, a contributor, a subscriber, definitely so. It's worth it. And it's how much pages in the magazine roughly?
Oh man, you're looking at an average of 64 to 80.
Let me tell you something.
It's a meaty publication.
It's not easy to put that together. Believe me, I was working on an entrepreneurship magazine. I still have to come. But again, you just became a one-man band, and that's, great. It takes a lot to put this together. So I appreciate that. Send me your questions so we can put it in the other magazine. And again, if you have ideas, certainly, pitch them to Allister. You don't know, there might be a home run.
That's right. Send your stories over to me. You know what I mean? We'll look over them, me and the other writers, and yeah.
You hear that? You hear that, Miss Nivedita? She has stories. She has stories. She has stories.
I'm sure a lot of stuff happened down under.
No, I'm
well,
talking about, well, she's actually was not born in Australia.
Oh, you weren't?
I was
You
born
were
in
in
England
Australia.
years ago.
So what brought you down there?
I think it was at that time there was the political stuff that was going on. There was the 3-day week, which was like a backbreaker. You know, men could only work 3 days a week because of the situation at that time. And then we decided we had to get out of England. So there was a choice between here and Canada. But I just said, no way, it's too cold in Canada for me. I like the warmth. So here I am. And we arrived here in 1979.
Australia is cold too, where you are, you know. You guys are going into winter, so
Yes, but it's and it does snow. It doesn't get snow down here where we live in Melbourne, but it gets snow on the mountains or the hills that are about an hour or two away. But we do have snowfields as well and things like that in different areas. Australia is a huge country. It's it's only got 5 states, but it's huge.
wait, Nivedita, that's not what I was saying. Oh, I'm talking about her story, not where she lives. I'm talking about her story. She's 74 years old, okay? She sits on a piano bench all day. She's also doing a weight management course with the
Australian weight management course, yeah.
Incorporated her modality. She's been a healer over 40 plus years. Okay, that's not her, that's her given name. I'm sorry, that's her spiritual name that's been given. And she's been through a lot of things over the years.
I've had many lifetimes in one lifetime.
So again, she's been through a lot as well. So we talk about story. She has a story she can tell us.
There's a plethora of experience and stories inside of you.
Yeah, there is. There's a lot.
Yeah. And she's
like every 10 years is probably a volume.
She teaches, listen, she teaches yoga and everything to us as well. And she's always recording stuff. So,
yes, I do a lot of online work. I do a lot of voluntary work. And I started my spiritual journey when I was teaching yoga in 1979. And it's progressed since then. And I haven't stopped since then. I've just continued doing spiritual development for my soul journey, my personal soul journey, and doing a lot of healing and things which I really love.
And she's a painter. You should see her paintings, Allister.
Oh, jeez, what are you, like James Brown? How much stuff can you do?
She's a painter. She just quickly show him some. If you have the vision boards, the vision boards that you have.
The vision board. Okay.
She did this in one session. Oh my God! Well,
I did 3 vision boards since doing Dianne's vision board thing.
4 vision boards.
That was the middle one.
This is about a Buddha.
That is sweet.
Yes, Buddhism.
And it has calligraphy.
I'm a Buddhist by heart, So this was my heart.
That is what she wants to be, a Buddha, to not to reincarnate. To become
and this was my last one. And I was doing a divine love course, and I was embodying love, because love melts all blockages in the world, as you know.
That's awesome too.
This is not her paintings. Her paintings are somewhere else. I don't think she has any.
Oh, they're different. Yeah, my paintings.
Yes, paintings, malas and the dragons. You should see the paintings, and it's available for sale, and she blesses them and everything. It's incredible. This is nothing compared to what it is. Yeah, those are
Dianne just brings me out of myself.
I know.
Look at that, Dianne. You're like just dragging creativity out of people.
Yeah, one day she gets my name right. But the thing is, she's actually coming out and again,
out of my shell. She's dragging me out of my shell.
On the show and so forth. I just wanted to highlight her and talk different things. And this is a woman of wisdom, talent, and healing. As well. You'd be surprised. You've tasted some of our healing, but she's even more incredible. So on that note, guys, you got to go home, Allister. And I want to say thank you all so much. Thank you so much, Allister. And, here's our lovely, again, this is Trey. And you know what? We want to celebrate her. Thank you, Tracy, for the love and for always making you feel welcome, making me feel welcome and comfortable, regardless of what. She never, ever, in front of my face, made me feel any less or made me feel down or been rude or be disrespectful to me. She's always smiling. Like she's always smiling because you always see those dimples, always, as far as I know. She was
Yeah.
always the center. And I remember once we went to, when they had the car dealership, there was an event there.
Yeah.
And you know, she said, no, put the stuff here, you know, whatever it is, and things like that. So that's who she was. She brought people together.
Beautiful
So
smile.
we've been very, oh yeah. Like I said, these are the more conservative pictures for Tracy. So
The safe ones, yeah.
the safe ones. She didn't care. Tracy is Tracy. Alistair is Alistair. And thank you so much for
It's
having
been
some
such
fun
a
with us.
pleasure having you here, Alistair.
Ah,
and
man, the pleasure's all mine. The pleasure's all mine.
Yeah, to celebrate and recognize that, and also for the upcoming celebration of the magazine. You know, we give you blessings for that. Let it be what you both want it to be in celebration of her, as well as with the boys and everything else. So check out the magazine, soulfulimage.mag.com. See, I got it right this time.
Yeah.
Pick up your copy, digital or physical. Be a subscriber for the physical, digital. You can contact Alistair if you want to find more information. And I want to thank you also. On that note, I want to say, share this. The lesson that we've learned and the message is to be resilient. Life goes on. You got to get up and you got to go to work. You got to get up and you got to eat. You got to get up and you got to live life. You got to go up, get up and celebrate life. You got to get up and, feel the wind in your face. You got to get up and clean the bathroom. You got to get up and do what you got to do. And you got to make sure that the energy does not get stale in your space. You have to shift that energy. So I want to say thank you all. Thank you so much for coming out, having some fun with us. And on that note, I would like to say, have an awesome, awesome day. Catch us on the replay.
bye for
everybody.
now.